These statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is solely for educational purposes only and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. And I'll pause right there for a moment. Even with these words in front of me, you know how recent some of those advances have been in research. Just if you were here throughout this last week, I mean, just in the last 7 days, we've been blessed through Dr. Prasad's research and understanding. So this is amazing when it comes to recent advances. Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. However, Engage's products are formulated to address nutritional deficiencies and supply the body with the required nutrients. It's important to note that nothing here is meant to be a substitute for professional medical treatment or a consultation with your primary healthcare provider. So that having been taken care of, my name is Jeff Ashby. I'm an ambassador here with Engage Global. I am so fortunate to have Dr. Prasad here along with us. I think it's important for those that are brand new and this might be their first exposure to take just a few minutes and describe the evolution of this product and why we're so excited to have it and have access to Dr. Kedar Prasad. Well, who is Dr. Prasad? Just follow along with me as I take this science booklet and I pull it up here onto the screen with me. I've just kind of superimposed it over my picture, but I want to point out here that Dr. Prasad is the world's foremost radiation expert. Under the accolades there on the right-hand side in yellow, it says world's first radiation biology PhD, earned from the University of Iowa City back in 1963. And Bernard talked about Dr. Prasad's career and how that has unfolded. And we're also seeing that the um, the path that he has been on has allowed him to do things like in yellow here, discover the anti-cancer potency of vitamin E succinate. Dr. Prasad discovered that butyric acid, the small fatty acid formed by fermentation of the fibers in the gut, is also an anti-cancer agent. But it was really the military reaching out to him through the Department of Defense that started this journey. And if you can go just with me, oh, I went the wrong direction here. If you can just go with me and view this timeline. Back in 2001, you see the little pin there on the timeline. The Department of Defense asks Dr. Prasad for help. And then we see other highlights along a 6-year history there. I'm going to read this paragraph that's also highlighted in yellow. It says, Dr. Prasad conducted 17 lectures to military scientists and worked with Congress for 2 years to gain competitive approval for the funding necessary to complete the scientific validation process for microdaily. 6 years and 14 clinical studies later, Dr. Prasad successfully demonstrated that microdaily is indeed the world's most scientifically validated supplement. With this validation and with the authentication, this was the result of it. He created a supplement mixture, an antioxidant micronutrient mixture that was made to protect and built to sustain our troops. Here in yellow again, it says not just to protect, but also to sustain our troops. The U.S. military asked Dr. Kedar Prasad, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, to develop a supplement that can provide a singular daily source of nutritional defense and nourishment for U.S. troops. It's amazing that we have access to this as it unfolded here because of a chance encounter with businessman David Nemelka. Dr. Prasad was able to take his formula that created for the military and go from the military to the masses. Now, it's amazing that we have access to this and the human clinical trials, the animal studies, everything is in place. Well, what is in microdaily? We can look at a quick synopsis of here. It's also important, just like that original military package that was created by Dr. Prasad, to understand that we need to be dosing a minimum of twice a day. So the marketing term one a day is not accurate. Dr. Prasad's research revealed that we need to be dosing at twice a day. It's important also that we understand that on every one of Dr. Prasad's products has not only his name formulated by Dr. Kedar N. Prasad, PhD, but it also has his seal that says the right combination, the right quantity, and the right form of the micronutrients. It's important also to note that Dr. Prasad's research revealed that we need to avoid combining vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron in the same capsule. And so you can see right here that if you need to take iron, you take it 2 hours before or after taking microdaily. It's this type of research, this understanding of the human body and its relationship to the nutrition and to the proper combination, quantity, and form that really has brought us to this place in history when we can talk about actual how is this relevant to our bodies today. The microdaily EMF formula, whether it is in the hydro version, which is a stick pack that you mix with water, or the capsules, this is the truly the foundation of Dr. Prasad's um, uh, approach to health. As a close second, it's important that we protect our guts and change the dysbiosis that exists in there. That is the being out of balance with the the healthy microorganisms versus those that are toxic and that are harmful to our systems. It will also help us assimilate the micronutrients better. We go right from there to Dr. Prasad's understanding of omega needs to be supplemented. Our diets are not in any way able to really provide the needed omega-3s, particularly for our brain. And so supplementing it through Dr. Prasad's formula is absolutely imperative. And then we go right from there into the collagen daily and what it can do, because over 30% of our bodies is made up of collagen. And Dr. Prasad not only has come to the market with the very best collagen that has hyaluronic acid, but he has also included enzyme inhibitors. And this is absolutely unique in the marketplace, to the point that in less than a year, he has received a patent on this formula and the significance of how it can truly make a difference in everyone's body. All of this combined together is what is a comprehensive approach to wellness called Dr. Prasad's Core 4. I suggest you get back with the individual who invited you on to today and ask about this comprehensive approach to your health. But it's with this that it's amazing the understanding that we get through Dr. Prasad's research. Also included with this booklet that I am sharing with you and showing you on the screen are some of the rest of the other products that Engage has. And it's important that we understand the significance of digestive boost. In fact, Dr. Prasad says he's got family coming over. They're doing a pizza party and watching the Super Bowl today. And
Yeah,
we know with his formulation here, the digestive
sure.
boost, how important that is. Right,
Yeah,
Dr. Prasad?
yes, yes, yes. I
Okay.
already had at least once.
We have two, and we're going to have some more here. So
Yeah,
digestive boost, I'm just going to go through these really quickly. Brain boost, we go into eye boost, and you understand that every one of the products that Dr. Prasad has formulated have the quality assurance And it doesn't stop there. Dr. Prasad has put an amazing amount of research into CBD. And truly, get back with the individual who invited you onto this call, because this could be your entrance into truly Dr. Prasad's understanding of how activating the endocannabinoid system of our body can be a huge impact as well. From that, we go right into our nutrient dense and just
Mm.
amazing um, children's gummy, also just recently patented. This is the formulation that was introduced here just a few slides ago for adults. This is the children's dose of it, and just once again, a patented formula because of Dr. Prasad and his understanding of the body. But we finish up the products here with the methylated and also the hydro. But really, I love this very next page because we have the proof. We have the animal studies. We have the human clinical trials. Get back with the individual who invited you on. Ask about the pictures that are on this page of the lung tissue that was recovered during autopsies of two separate rabbits. Those are the pictures that you're seeing on the screen. We don't have time to go into the explanation of it, but really what I'm sharing with you is that today we have the world's foremost expert not only on radiation and its effects on the human body, but look how much Dr. Prasad has contributed to humanity, backed up by patents that are listed here on the left-hand side of the page. And look at all of the book covers of books, whether they're textbooks or whether they're just for the layman, books that Dr. Prasad has published. Absolutely amazing. So I went through this very quickly today because we've got about 70 people, 70 devices that are on, and that's not counting those that are watching this streaming on YouTube. We know this is Super Bowl Sunday, but I wanted to take that first about 15 minutes to just go through and set the stage for the stories. Today is about the stories that you're going to hear. And as we're setting that stage, I can see already that we have individuals that are joining us, and I'm sure you're going to want to share your stories. And so raise your hand in the chat, and I'm going to have you share your story with Dr. Prasad. Let me just pull him up here onto the screen here with me so that everybody can meet him. My goodness, Dr. Prasad, we did this last Sunday, you and I.
Yeah,
We talked about the core four and the
yeah.
significance of it. Today, though, you and I are just kind of taking the day off. We're going to sit back. We're going to hear stories about the efficacy of these products. So, thank you for
Okay.
being here with us. Everybody's going to be able to see you here in the background, but I'm just going to pull you off of the screen so that we can
Sure.
hear these stories firsthand.
Definitely.
Alrighty. Thank you again for being here. Sit back and enjoy. And as I was sitting in the hot springs earlier today, we had quite an amazing experience. We're here in Thermopolis, Wyoming, and the Native Americans actually gifted these hot springs, some of the world's largest mineral hot springs, to the white people. I mean, it's just it's amazing to know the rich Native American history here in our area. And Helen and I were sitting in um, the steam room, and we were in there this afternoon, and a Native American mother came in, and we could tell she was aged. She had braided her hair and had a braid that went all the way down, through half of her back. She came in and took some of the water from the steam as it was coming up, spread that on her body, and then did a little prayer, and then started a song there where she just sang in her native language. It was really moving for us, and it's changed the whole direction as to what I wanted to share today, and that is the power of these ladies. and particularly a mother, and how much they care about their children, they care about their spouse, they care about the entire family. And I just wanted to go back and say, it's taken my story, because I want to lead by example. I want to bring you my story, well, our story, Helen and I, as we first saw the microdaily product. It was not called microdaily at that point. It was called military micronutrient formulation. It it looked just like this. This is how it was shared with us: military micronutrient formulation. This is the original packaging that came, that David was able to purchase from his association with Dr. Prasad and his partners. But what I wanted to share is that it was listening to this lady, Dr. Hodson. I was brand new. This had just been shared with us as a sample, but I heard her testimony. I heard her story, and it kind of set things in motion, because I got to not only hear her story, but hear a little bit of her explanation about a human clinical trial that was done with the military who had suffered combat related concussive injuries. And so I want to just share with you, Dr. Hudson. Many of you don't know her, but she had made a big impact in our life. And so let me just share with you, Dr. Hodson, and then I'm going to go on with the rest of my story.
My name is Dr. Gabrielle Hodson. I'm a professional nutritionist. I work in Utah, and I have been studying and researching and learning about nutrition and the benefits of nutritionally changing your life for more than 35 years. I very recently stumbled across the program of military micronutrient formulation program that I have been extremely impressed with. I took it for about 2 weeks and felt tremendously, remarkably increased energy, and just slept like a baby. Things that I thought I didn't need. I was very healthy and felt really great. What I didn't know was, looking underneath, I had a subdural hematoma that was pressing on my brain. And it was old. And I, unfortunately, after about a week, went into the hospital with a very severe headache. And they discovered that this hematoma was causing severe pressure. And I had to then undergo 2 surgeries within a period of a week, because the first surgeon made it worse. So after 2 surgeries and a lot of anesthesia and drugs, morphine, and nothing but sugar water in my IVs, I was extremely grateful that I was on the MMF program, that I continued taking the military micronutrient formulation while I was in the hospital. And as a result, I am now only 2.5 weeks out of surgery and doing very well, back to full-time work, feeling increasing energy every day. And I know that the reason I'm alive today is because of MMF. I am so grateful that I found it. It is a very pure, concentrated source of food that does make our bodies heal rapidly. So I urge all of you to join it and try it. Thanks.
So wow, what a powerful testimony. And
Yes.
Dr. Prasad, I don't know if you had heard that one or not.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
But it was that testimony that really, when my father, who had retired from industrial container and supply at 75, went through a stroke. It was Dr. Hodson that I called out to, because we were just sampling this.
Mhm.
We didn't have enough. We were 4 hours away from my mom and dad when this happened with dad. And so Dr. Hodson, not even really knowing us, agreed to meet my mom and my sister off of the freeway and give them enough of this military micronutrient formulation for my dad. And so the stroke happened on a Wednesday afternoon, as he was on his way out to get the mail from the mailbox. My mom called me in tears something has happened to your dad. We fear it's a stroke. I've made an appointment with the neurologist, and she had for Thursday. She wanted us to just let us know this had happened. And I says, Mom, I'm just hearing about this. Can I get this Dr. Hudson on the telephone with you? Maybe she can explain a few things. And so she made arrangements. Dr. Hudson made arrangements to meet my mom and my sister to get this to my dad that evening. And what a difference. She suggested that he not just take the capsules that would be here listed on a Wednesday evening. She suggested that he 3 times the dose, so 6 capsules Wednesday night, 6 capsules Thursday morning, and 6 capsules Thursday before his appointment with a neurologist. Amazing results in that 24-hour period from the time of his stroke, and 3 doses of this formulation that Dr. Prasad put together. All of the symptoms of my dad's stroke, dragging his left leg, inability to move his arm, not even be able to see out of the right side of his vision, all of those things were mitigated in that same time period. So amazing. That was our result. We took this and says, you know what, we want it, we're buying it. We signed up with Engage Global, and the next thing we did is take it to our oldest daughter, because of the behavior issues that she was experiencing, that the whole family was suffering from because of our one of our grandsons. He was labeled ADD, ADHD, and ODD, oppositional defiant disorder, had been kicked out of 4 different schools for behavior issues. Really difficult situation, single parent family. But we took this to our daughter, Michelle, and I'm going to have Michelle just share her experience. This is a video that we did a couple of years later, when the product name had changed from Military Micronutrient Formulation, MMF, to Microdaily. But here is our oldest daughter, Michelle, describing that as we bring our story, the story from our family, to all of you. So here is Michelle. Oh, I thought I had it right here, ready to go. So sorry. One second. I set it all up for that, and then, here we go. All righty. Again, so sorry. Here she is.
My name is Michelle Taylor, and I wanted to tell the story about my son, Isaiah, who, when he started with the Microdaily, really had an amazing experience with it. Within 3 days, he had a total change of attitude, a whole change of demeanor. He's never had an issue where I had to come to the school and be present or shadow him since he's been taking Microdaily, which is pretty amazing. This took someone's lifetime of work. Dr. Prasad's lifetime work has gone into this. I mean, Dr. Prasad has written over 25 books in the areas of cancer and nutrition. Dr. Prasad is also the world's first radiation biologist. Microdaily has 7 US patents. 3 of them are in the formulation, and 4 of the patents are human functional patents, which is how the formula works in the human body. It's so right on target. I'm going to take Microdaily. I'm going to take Brain Boost. It's easy for me to recommend because it's my go-to. If I heard of another parent that had similar struggles, I would recommend that, like, you have nothing to lose by trying it. There's 100% money back guarantee. There's no risk involved. You're only giving yourself nutrition. There's no harmful side effects. There's no cons. There's no cons. And what you see might be really surprising and might literally change you.
Yeah.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah, just so
I met her once. I don't remember.
You did. In
Yeah,
fact, Dr. Prasad, we actually went out to an Indian restaurant there in Provo, Utah with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've actually had dinner with us and our oldest daughter, and
Yeah.
as part of that, she expressed her gratitude for the difference that this product has made
Yeah, that's
in
amazing.
our whole
Yeah.
family. So anyway, I know that we've got hands that are up. We've got Horace here that wants to share his experience, and then we've got Leland right after that. And so I'm going to go ahead and Horace, I'm going to just, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, I'm going to pull you up full screen and share with everybody your experience with the Micro Daily.
Okay. At the beginning of the month, Jeff and Dr. Prasad, I had RSV. I didn't know what I had. All I know is I had shortness of breath. I went to bed Tuesday night, woke up Wednesday morning to try to get out of bed, and all of a sudden I was breathing so hard and so heavy, like I had been working all night long or running or something. And so for 2 weeks, I put up with that. And what I did, I tripled up on my Micro Daily, all of my products. I kept tripling up on them, hoping that something would help me. But little by little, it did help some, but I still had that shortness of breath, and it scared my wife. Please, you got to forgive my little dog. You see somebody outside. But anyway, she said we're going to the emergency room. Well, they took me to the emergency room, and the doctor took me in, and there was nobody there, so they took me in right away. And the doctor said, what we're going to do, we're going to give you three things. We're going to give you the EKG, we're going to give you the echocardiogram, we're going to give you the CT scan, and if possible, we're going to give you a stress test. Well, when they took the CT scan and those other three, they said there's no blockage in your heart. Your heart, even though you did have some heart damage, your heart is not damaged. It doesn't show damage. And we don't know why the fluid got into your lungs just yet, but we will find out. So each night they bought me a double dose of my product, and I would take them after I took their meds. Well, to make a long story short, Dr. Prasad, they let me listen to the echocardiogram, and my heart was pumping like it's supposed to. There was no blockage of anything. They saw no major damage, and they said, well, you might be able to go home tomorrow. I said, okay, great. So then when they got ready to send me home, my potassium was 2.9, and they wanted it up to at least 3 points before they sent me home. Well, they gave me 2 potassium pills and told me about 5 o'clock, we'll be back about 7, and to check you out. And if it's up to at least 3, you can go home. Well, the nurse came in with a smile on her face, said, Mr. Donnell, you're going home. She said, your potassium is 4.0. And so they said, we're not going to give you a stress test because your heart is in great shape and everything looks good. So we're just going to send you home and change all of your prescriptions. And so thanks to Micro Daily and thanks to you, Dr. Prasad, I'm here today to tell this story, because if I hadn't took those products, I may not be here today. And so I thank you for that, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Horace. That's amazing. All righty. Okay. Well, so Leland, if you're able to turn your camera on, we're going to here. Let's remove the spotlight there. Yeah, we're seeing you. Okay. Leland, share with us your experience. Go ahead.
All right, great, great. Well, I feel super on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
No exaggeration. I've been taking the product for around 9 years. I mean, I feel super. I feel really good. My blood work at the VA is perfect for a guy who's 66. And I look at my peers at the VA hospital, and I feel blessed to have this product. And Dr. Prasad, it's just it's changed my life. Not just general health and wellness, but my dog here. Just overcoming some life-threatening issues such as COVID and cancer. And without the micronutrients, I may not be here today. But I overcome those issues. I feel great. I'm able to climb a ladder, get on my roof, and do a repair. I can still sprint at my age. Just great. I sleep good every night, have no joint pains. Um, the COVID actually damaged the heart valve, but with micro daily and exercise, it healed 100%. It took about 6 months, but I'm 100% healed. The cancer, I at times I take therapeutic doses of the micronutrients, uh, like 27, 30 capsules per day without any side effects. But for the most part, I'm on a maintenance dose now. Taking 3 in the morning, 3 at night, and then drinking a hydro for lunch. So it's worked for me. Uh, I probably will always have free circulating cancer cells throughout my body. Once you acquire it, it's there. But you have to manage your health and take these micronutrients and eat the right foods, get a lot of oxygen, and etc. And you'll be fine. Go about your life. And so the reality is that it's never been a battle for me. The cancer, it's never been a battle, honestly. I've had to, change my diet and increase my exercise and take extra micronutrients, especially green tea and micro daily, and control my blood sugar. But it's never been a battle like what you hear all over on the media and online. These people are fighting and it's a battle. Well, it hasn't been that for me, honestly. And you can look at me; I'm healthy as can be. Uh, but I'll never say I'm cancer free. I've managed it, and I feel good. I retain all my body parts, all my body functions. So I live a normal life. I just have to watch my blood sugar and stay healthy, and that's it.
That's it. Yep, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank
Thank
you. Thank you, Leland.
Leland.
That was amazing. Wow, very
Okay.
really good testimony. All righty, and
Thank you.
I'm just telling you, take note from Leland how he is approaching something that is got everybody scared to death, and that is the diagnosis with cancer. That Leland just described and demonstrated to us that he's in control. He has that ability through the nutritional supplementation to take the upper hand, and that's all because of Dr. Prasad and what he has formulated. And that's really powerful. Thank you again. All right, so Elizabeth Henry. Elizabeth has her hand up. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight Elizabeth for everybody so that we've got you full screen here. Love to hear your story with the micronutrients with microdaily.
Okay, I've told my story before. I had Graves' disease. I guess I still have Graves' disease. But I went to my primary care physician Monday for my 6-month checkup before going to see my endocrinologist. I was anxious to see what my numbers were after 6 months. And all my numbers are excellent, including my blood numbers, which had suffered greatly because of the medication I was taking for the Graves' disease, methimazole. My blood numbers are normal. I'm taking still 20 milligrams of methimazole a week when I was taking 40 milligrams per day. So I'm anxious when I see her in a few days to see if she's going to remove the last of the methimazole, because it does have some serious side effects. So I'd love to be off of that. So after 6 months with Micro Daily, I'm maintaining my numbers. But I also want to tell you about a new PC that I signed up. She's a good friend of mine. She lives in, now she's in Virginia. She's been on the Micro Daily now for maybe 2 months, but she's sharing a room, a house with a person who has dogs. And she's allergic to dogs. She's allergic to all kinds of things. So she was concerned about what effect it was having on her. So she went to the doctor a little bit over a week ago and had all of those allergy tests. They no longer put it on your back, they do it on your arm, she was told. So they stuck her with all of these things. And after a period of time, she was told, you have no allergies. She says, I have allergies. I've had allergies all my life. I know I have allergies. And the doctor said, no, you have no allergies. And the only thing she's done differently is take the micro daily. She said, I know I've always been allergic to corn. The doctor said, you're not allergic to corn. So she didn't go crazy, but she did go out and buy a bag of corn chips. She said it was so good. She had so much fun having that bag of corn chips. She hadn't had it in years. No allergies. Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. That's amazing story.
Wow.
Make me happy. Very
Thank,
happy.
thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you,
That-
Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's awesome. All righty. So, Dr. Prasad, we've got another hand up here. Somebody that's going to be sharing their
Charles.
story. Charles R. Charles, if do you have the ability to open up your camera and share your experiences here with the Micro Daily products, or do you just want to unmute and then just share? Charles R2. I don't know if you came up
Okay,
with-
can you
There
hear
go.
me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm kind of out away from I'm on my phone, so I may not be able to have my face showing. But anyways, I just had a really good experience about 2 or 3 weeks ago. My brother called me, and it's my fleshly brother, and he called me and he said that he and his daughter were having some problems, and they wanted to talk with me about it because they had heard that I had some products that could possibly help them. And my brother, he had been told by his doctor that he had had a slight stroke and a slight heart attack. And he says, I don't know anything about it. I never felt it. But as a result, he'd gone blind in one eye. And he said that he woke up one day and he was washing his face and he looked up in the mirror and he couldn't see anything out of either eye. And he panicked. So he says, I'm really needing some help. And he says, my daughter, she went to the doctors and they don't know why they didn't find it earlier, but she was now having stage 4 pancreatic cancer. So he said, both of us really need help. And you've helped me before, so I wanted to petition you for your help. So in this circumstance, I did call Jeff, and Jeff told me that his father had a similar circumstance and had also dealt with some blindness in one of his eyes. And so he kind of suggested what we do. I got my brother on the line with him. And what actually happened with my niece, who's my brother's daughter, they ordered the product in the manner that they were asked to. And so the day that the product came to her house, she was in the hospital. She had had so much pain from this pancreatic cancer that she was just crying every day. So they called the emergency ambulance and they took her to the hospital and they kept her. So when her products came, she was in the hospital. So she began taking her products the next day or 2 days after she got out of the hospital. And within 4 days, she said that I was laying in the bed and I had normally been in the bed. I'd been able to spend any time with my daughter because I was in so much pain all the time. But after 4 days of taking the products, I'm laying in the bed and I said, well, what am I doing in bed? I need to get up and get things done. So she got up and she started exercising with her daughters, doing light stretching. And within 4 or 5 days after that, her daughter was into gymnastics and she had a gymnastic event. But they were in Indiana and the event was in Nashville, Tennessee, 5.5 hour drive. And the mother said, I want to go. So she went with her daughter, drove 5.5 hours. She didn't drive, her daughter drove, but they went 5.5 hours to the competition. Her daughter finished in 8th or 9th place, and then they drove home. And I'm saying, this has only been a week and a half or 2 weeks. She says, I know, but I'm feeling good. She says, with all this situation, I had depression and I was feeling like I was just ready to give up. But after those 4 days, She says, I felt good. All that went away. The depression went away, and I felt like I could beat this. And she says in another week, my daughter has competition in Fort Wayne, which is like an hour and a half away. I'm going. She says, I got control of my life. And she says, this has been a life changer. It's been a miracle in my life. So she says, I'm ready. And she says, my father, which is my brother, I talked to him. He was depressed because all of a sudden now he's blind. And he did something that I don't recommend. After about a week and a half of taking the product, he talked to his wife on a Sunday and says, honey, could you go to the store or take me to the store so I can get some things? And he said, well, my wife said she's not feeling good either. She's just not, she was sick. So he says, you know what? I feel good enough and I can see good enough. He drove to the store himself. He said, I can see good enough. And I went to the store, found what I wanted, drove home, came home and cooked. And so he says, I don't have all of my sight back yet, but I'm doing better. I can see forms and shadows, and all the depression and all the negative and bad feelings are gone. So they're new on this. It's only been probably 2 or 3 weeks, but it says, I know this is going to help me. So there's 2 witnesses right there that says they'll never get off the product because they already see the changes in their lives in a very short period of time.
Wow.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
Charlie.
That's
is-
amazing
that-
story.
That is amazing, Charlie. And
Hard to believe. Hard to believe.
And I can remember having those conversations with them. You dialed it up, and we did a 3-way phone conversation with a couple there of your relatives.
Right.
And they were just they were going, "Are you sure? Oh, how can that be?" And this is so exciting to have you come forward just a couple of weeks later and sharing incredible stories with us, just like you are now.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Well, you're right. You guys are welcome. Happy
All
to
right.
share.
Thank you. So we have next Gretchen Daniels and then Bob Evans, and that's about going to wrap it up here because we've got 10 minutes left. So Gretchen, you want to come on and share your experience with the micronutrients? So
Yes.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'll be real brief. The main thing is I'm so thankful to you, Dr. Prasad, because I had a TIA and I could tell that I had slurred speech and I was having problems gathering my thoughts, putting my words together. I couldn't really think without having to pause and gather what I wanted to say. And sometimes I would forget before I even finished the sentence. So as you can tell, I'm able to carry on a conversation without having to slow down and catch up with my thoughts or my words. And I can't even express how much I appreciate having that back and feeling like I'm back to a point. I haven't, I've just started recently taking it. This isn't over a month. And I can tell the significant difference. And even my friends are telling me that someone that really talks with me and that's around me on a regular basis, she tells me just how much I've improved, how much I'm staying with conversations, following along, remembering what we were planning, because I couldn't remember from one moment to the next. I would forget what I was doing when I walked into a room, and I'd have to turn around and just kind of gather myself, but I'm not doing that anymore. And I know it's because of the brain boost. And I just can't even express how much I appreciate it. It's nothing like knowing when you make a plan about something and then you forget what you're doing. It's really frustrating.
Yep.
but to be able to remember and not even realize that I was remembering. That was the thing. I planned on something the night before and I got up and started doing it and I didn't even realize, hey, I'm doing what I thought about the night before. So that's amazing to me. I know. I'm giddy about it because I'm so happy to not be in that past situation, especially with other things that I've had to overcome. And I'm sure, you all know about the cancer and everything, but I'm so thankful that I was exposed to this and I'm sharing it with as many people as I can.
Wow. Well, thank you, Gretchen, for
Thank
coming
you.
on and sharing that. Dr. Prasad, is that amazing to have somebody with a TIA, with the cancer issues that she's had, have enough, even just uh, 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 she's brave enough to come on and share what she just did with us
Yeah,
this Sunday
amazing,
evening here
amazing.
on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah,
She's got her life back. So
yeah.
my goodness,
Share that.
that was amazing. Wow. So, Bob Evans, Bob, you're the last one here with your hand raised. And so, if you want to go ahead and open your microphone and share with us, I'm sure you've got some incredible experience as well as to how these products have impacted your life. So, go ahead, Bob, if you want to open up your microphone. Um, Bob? Bob, I see your hand raised. I don't know if that was just done by accident or not, but it's it's up there, and we want to give you at least enough time to go in and address what you wanted to if you open up your microphone. While we're doing that, while we're waiting uh, for for Bob, we have Cynthia, the purple lady, that has opened up her microphone and her camera. And so, Dr. Prasad, I'm going to go ahead and pull Cynthia up here.
Yeah,
She's amazing. So go go
Good
ahead, and I'll let you go full screen for
good
both of them.
evening, Dr. Prasad and Jeff. Thank you very much. I decided I would give my little testimony. When I joined Engage Global last year, I was having a lot of trouble with constipation. And I've tried different things. And I went to the doctor and they diagnosed me with irritable bowel syndrome around the fall. And it was just later, that's when Dr. Prasad came out with the digestive enzyme. So I knew that I needed to get it to try it. So I did purchase it, and then they came out with the promotion where you buy two and get one free. So again, I knew I needed to get it. I'm on my third bottle right now. I take it every day, twice a day, and it has been working for me. I used to have trouble, and now I'm able to go twice a day sometime. So I'm very thankful to you, Dr. Prasad, and I
thank,
know that has helped me greatly. So the digestive enzyme does work.
thank you, thank you,
You're welcome. God bless you.
thank you. Okay.
Thank you for that. My goodness. We still got about 5 minutes, but if we need to cut it off here, if nobody else is
Yeah,
going to
that
raise
would
their
be
hand,
okay. Yeah,
I think it's okay with me. This is Super Bowl
yeah,
Sunday. There's a lot going on, and
yeah.
I just Dr. Prasad, you're amazing. This whole evening here, late afternoon, depending upon where you're at in the country, is this is perfect. So just quick, I know Horace, you spoke earlier here. We have S Tate, and maybe that will be the last one. So go ahead. We saw you there for a moment.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's me. I I was invited by a friend, and I have been diagnosed with HPV, and I haven't started taking the product yet. I'm just listening to the testimonials and thinking, "Ooh, I wonder if it would help me with that," because I've been being tested for a while, and it's tested positive and say, well, it could cause uterine cancer, but I haven't. It's sometimes it tests positive, sometimes it tests negative. And I was wondering which of your products would be good for me to take.
This is just really our testimonial call, but I would start
Oh.
out like we did today with the foundational product, and that is the Micro Daily EMF. Whether it's in the capsules or in the hydro form, you have that option. And then I'm sure Dr. Prasad would say, definitely you want to be on the probiotics with prebiotics. And
Okay.
is there anything else, Dr. Prasad? This will be our last one. And so, anyway, any other suggestions here, Dr. Prasad, for somebody brand new just taking a look at the products?
Yeah, but did she say she had cancer or?
It's HPV is a human papilloma virus, so
Virus,
it can
yeah,
lead to
that is a
cancer.
risk for developing a cancer. No, I think, just taking a core 4 plus digestive enzyme for the timing, that should be enough to take care. And suppose after a month it still persists, then double the dose of
Okay.
Micro Daily, yeah.
Okay, so it's called
Take a
Micro Daily
hydroform.
Yep.
Take hydroform.
Hydroform.
Hydro, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank
And
you
then
very
let us
much.
know how you feel.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
virus has increased the risk. It doesn't necessarily will induce it, but it increases the risk of cancer. And so I think it is good to get rid of that.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I want to do.
So if your immune
Okay.
system is good, then they will get rid of. So just try it. As I said, in a month or 2 months, get tested from the doctor. And if it still persists, then you may have to take some antiviral drug for a few weeks. Not a few weeks, but a few days, and then get rid of viruses. It's easy to get rid of those viruses.
Yes, yes. Okay, so the Micro Daily, that's what I'll,
Yeah, first try like that, and let us know. Let Jeff knows after a month. See how you feel.
Okay, thank you very much.
You bet. And thank you for coming on here, for being brand new. So, all righty. Dr. Prasad, that is it. I know there are some questions in the chat, but today wasn't a questions and answers. This was all about the stories.